Okay, everyone, this is Terry. This is going to be a very quick dividing of this almost dead Encyclia Cattleya hybrid cross, which is very desirable. You saw the tag, Cordillera times Hawaiian leopard mealing. And there are a few divisions. I'm going to give a few of them away and keep one or two. But this is how I'm going to do it. I got this over the winter, and not over the winter, but it was last fall, and managed to keep a few of the pieces of the plant alive. It was huge, but was dying off because of some black rot when I got it. Did the best to stop it. And I'm trying to do this with one hand, so bear with me, folks. If the camera goes away from the subject, then you know that I'm twisting the plant. But I do it freehand. The half the plant is dead, and the roots are very tiny coming out from the new growth, which is the section that I am concentrating on separating. The rest of the plant more or less is dead, and it's not dehydrated, but it's desiccated, if I could spit it out. But you see, I'm just twisting the dead roots lower than the part of the plant that I am trying to save, you see. And then I will set that aside, and I will show you how to separate all the dead stuff from the good stuff. Because the good stuff really is very small, and I want to get rid of all of the surrounding bulbs that are either mushy or desiccating, just to separate them so that it does not pass on to the part of the plant that I'm trying to save. And I'm sure that makes sense to you. So, and a lot of this I have to dig out because these are all over the plant, and some of them, the rhizome is deep in the middle of the plant. So bear with me here. Okay, so I'm back. Hopefully I will stay in frame, but you can see how I could be using a knife or a saw or a hatchet, because it doesn't matter. But I just like to use brute strength. I think I have more control over the area that I am trying to get apart, the areas that I'm trying to separate, without accidentally damaging the plant overall. And like I said, I'm going to mount my part that I save just on a piece of terracotta pot with lots of holes. I'm going to mount it on the outside. So stay tuned for that. But back to this, more of the dividing of the overall big, huge orchid. And I am convinced that if I were to leave this, it would eventually die off. I think the black rot would spread because I am pulling off mushy back bulbs, and just dried up pieces that have black marks. That typical black rot appearance at the base of the pseudobulb near the rhizome. So it is best to get rid of all of those damaged bulbs before putting the plant in its next forever home. Just so that, as I said, the damage or the infection or the virus, if anything, goes forward through the new piece that is saved. So I am just looking to see where the pieces that are dead need to be pulled off. Hopefully I am doing this where you can see my discernment over what is good and bad. But you can always slow it down and zoom it in and look at it that way. So it looks like I have maybe another piece left to divide. Looks like I'm just gonna pitch it. All right, mess. Always clean up your mess. Here is the tag, if you can see that, hopefully. I've got 1, 2, and there's the big division, and then there's 4 altogether. And I am back, and hopefully you are seeing me because I am in the house. And you see I am going to mount one plant, this one, that I'm going to keep for myself. It has 2 leads, 2 growth points. And I'm going to try to put it on here, demonstrating it to you the best I can without fudging it up. So I'm going to mount it somewhat like that. But I need to get a zip tie before I do that. Forgot to bring them over, but they're just over around the corner. I'll be right back. And I'm back. By the way, this is not sponsored by Wild State Cider, Hazy Pink Pineapple, Tropical. No, never, never, no. Tropical, unfiltered, delicious, from the great state of Minnesota. All right, so I'm going to get this zip tie in here somehow. Feed it through, see which is the best way to get it, get the zip tie in, and then attach the plant to the zip tie. It's trial and error. Okay, so I'm trying to be careful not to disturb the new growths, trying to weave it through or behind the emerging growths, positioning the plant mid to halfway up the pot. Give it some room to climb up as it is growing sort of in that ladder, stair step kind of progression. So I put it attached that way, and you can see I screwed up one of the new growths that is sticking straight out, but nevertheless it's more important to get the plant on on the mount and do the best that I can. Accidents do happen. I am not a professional. I am not a judge. I am a hobbyist, and you are watching these videos at your own risk. But live and learn like I do. And I think I've formulated myself a tried and true system that has worked very well for me recently. But it's not all my doing. It was thanks to all of you out there in YouTube land, or just Facebook, Instagram, all of you all that comment on my videos. You all help me greatly. So all of this is mostly for me, but it is for you too. And so I have it attached. And you need to have it attached firmly so that it won't jiggle. Cattleyas, dendrobiums, big tall orchids, most of them want to be secure. So I am going to put another zip tie on it just to secure that bottom part, even though I am confident that the environment that this is going to be hanging in is going to provide it with enough humidity and moisture, in which it will be okay just dangling like that. But appearance-wise, aesthetic-wise, it will look better if the roots are sort of zip tied down to the mount. Gives them a better chance of them making contact and the plant holding on by itself. Now that is how it's going to be. I'm going to put a little clip on it that has a hanger. And that's pretty much how it's going to be. Watered every day, less in the winter, good amount of light and humidity. Drying off in between is important. Anyway, folks, that's going to be a quick one, and hopefully you liked it. If you did, please make sure you press the subscribe button and the notification button as well. Again, my name is Terry, and stay tuned for